Hey everybody, DeAndre here, bringing you the very first episode of Problem Solved. Today's problem includes a very simple yet highly effective custom solution. I'm working with a client who recently moved and is in the process of furnishing their bedroom. They want their room to have a minimalist aesthetic, so they chose a very low-set platform bed frame. The challenge became finding a set of nightstands that didn't look oversized next to the small bed frame, but at the same time had plenty of space to carry decorations and other functional objects on top. With that in mind, let's see what we can build for them. After seeing the space and getting the exact dimensions, I created this virtual sketch to help provide the client with a clear visual for the finished product. You can see here that it will be made from 2x2s for the base and a 3/4 inch sheet for the top. The base will be connected by what I've taken to calling H-frames, which provide stability and reduce wobbling. I'm also going to attempt to assemble this with no fasteners showing, in order to reduce the visual clutter and keep in line with the minimalist aesthetic. For each nightstand, I'll need two 2x2s at 8 feet long to make the base. For the top, I've decided to use some laminated pine, which I'll cut down to proper size. Since the initial size of the pine was easy to manage, I started by ripping it down to the desired width at 14 inches. Once the rip cut was done, it's a simple cross cut with my circular saw to get the length of 37 inches, which is the exact amount of room that the space has. Next, it's onto the legs. The cool thing about using the H-frame is that I only need to make 2 sizes of cuts. This allows me to set up stop blocks to perform the cuts quickly and accurately, cutting 4 pieces at 12 3/4 inches and 4 pieces at 11 inches. With my pieces cut, I can drill my dowel holes, which I will use to assemble the legs. For this, I will use a self-centering doweling jig. This jig is great for moments like this, since all I have to do is mark the midpoint on one of my 2x2 and match the marks to all the others. With the dowel holes in place, I'll take a moment to do some preliminary sanding. I find it easier to do at least one round of sanding at 80 grit at this point in the project. This is where I can do my detail work, removing any scratches that I can before it's assembled and hard to reach certain areas. After the initial sanding, I begin to glue and clamp the base pieces together. I add glue into the dowel hole as well as on the face of the 2x2. With both pieces inserted, I add clamps to keep consistent pressure as it dries. This is also a good time to deal with any excessive squeeze out. I find it better to wipe up now before it dries, so that way I have less sanding to do. With the glue dried on the base, it's time to attach the top. Since the glue is all that will be holding this together, I make sure to put a liberal amount on for proper strength. After the glue is dried, I'll go back to the joints with the sander to remove any buildup in order to prep the surface for finishing. For this project, I opted for a simple paint job, using darker tones to match the client's existing color scheme. With the paint job done, it was time to deliver. Here you can see both nightstands set up in the client's room. They're perfectly fit for the space, falling into place in both form and function. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can be kept up to date on all my future projects. If you want to support this channel, click the link in my description, which will take you to my Patreon, where you can find out how you can become a member of the team.